guys, this is Nightmare Sniper. Come here with another video. And as always, I hope you guys are doing fantastic, doing alright. I am doing pretty well. Now, this video is going to be maybe once again, and ignore the noise up there. But fortunately, give me a second. Hold on. There we go. So, as you guys know, after we've reached about this year and everything, we've been doing pretty well. But that's not what I want to talk about. So, if you guys recall, last year I posted a video of titling it "What If," if you guys remember that. And you guys also remember, but maybe not, 2 years ago I posted a video talking about my role play. What if I was in anime? If you guys remember that video, if not, then I suggest go rewatch it, or maybe not. But yeah. So obviously something greater has been happening and I wanted to share it with you guys. But this video might be, I don't know, an hour, 20-minute long, or I don't know, because okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath, and because this will be really a lot to talk about. So okay, so here goes nothing. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of two animes so far, which are Dragon Ball and Demon Slayers. And obviously, you guys know, we've seen the series, seen their movies, and seen everything. But for me, I was thinking of something. So, as I recall from 2 years ago in one of my videos, if you guys play any older of Dragon Ball games, there are few games that have few sagas, like the Saiyan saga, Frieza saga, Cell saga, that go by order. But as you guys already know, there is a saga that's called What If Saga. That's basically what if, or an alternate version that what would happen. Like, for example, what if Goku turned Super Saiyan when he fought Vegeta for the very first time? Obviously, we've seen that in Sparking Zero. So, yeah. But for me, as you guys know, I like to role play, and you guys seen me how I did do it. So I want to call this What If Part 3. And this might be a lot to talk about. Okay, so 2 years ago I posted on the video saying that and of course this has to take not into Dragon Ball but into Demon Slayers. As you guys know, let's say for example, from the very first episode of season 1, Tanjiro lived as a normal boy living with his family, his brother, sister, father, and well, his father passed away, of course, but his mother, brothers, and sisters. But as you guys are aware of, his mother, brothers, and sisters, except one who managed to survive but becomes a demon, who is Nezuko, are dead. And fortunately, Tanjiro only wanted two things. One, revenge on the person who turned Nezuko into a demon, and two, turn Nezuko back into a human. So, yeah. But now, this is where the story gets alternate by me, because as you guys know, it's like in my imaginations. Because every single time when I dream or watch an anime, or I always keep up, like everyone does this, but they come up with some good imaginations when they go to sleep and think or dream what they do in that anime if they were in it. Like, for example, let's say I was in Dragon Ball and I was like, I don't know, Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. But let's say I was immortal in Dragon Ball, and not even Goku and Vegeta could defeat me, and I was Lord Beerus' apprentice. So, yeah, but that's just an example. Now, what I want to add in Demon Slayers, but like I said, I do not own it or anything, but I always come up with ideas that some similar to the anime or something like I want to come up in my own version. So, here's how it goes. So, let's say in Demon Slayers, I lived as a normal, regular boy, or I would say a teen boy. I was like 14, 13, or 15. Because as you guys know, every single of the demons that Tanjiro and everyone else defeated, they used to be humans and they get their memory they got their memory back from when they were human. But fortunately for me, let's start because here how I came up with it. I was a normal, regular teen boy, living a normal life. But then one day, I lost my whole entire family because of the demons. And fortunately, my family became demons. And fortunately, they tried to attack me. But fortunately, one of the hashiras, the demon slayer core, eliminated my family that were turned into demons. And fortunately, I tried to attack one of the hashiras, but fortunately, they pushed me. And fortunately, I fell off a cliff and fell into a fire, and I was burned alive. But somehow, think of it in a. Okay, so here's what I'm always gonna do. Just like how I did last time when I did this before, I'm gonna add sound effects into the video so that way you guys can imagine it in your head. So, hold on. Let's say, for example, hold on, this might take a while, but yeah. So, let's say for this example, let's. Okay, yeah, that. Okay, let's say like in every single anime that something bad is happening and something like hurts you. Let's say it was raining right now and this was happening right now. Yeah. So think of it in that way. Let's say I was like I got burned, my whole entire body was burned. Like think of it like in Star Wars. Think of it like when Anakin got his whole entire body burned and he became like Darth Vader. Something like that. Like let's say my body was completely burned, well, mostly burned. Like I wouldn't say everywhere, but mostly I would say my legs, my arms, and even on my face. But somehow, thanks to the rain, I survived. And then let's say one day when I was trying to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Suffocate. Like I was having a hard time breathing, and I was in the middle of the woods, and then I kept crawling like I know this kind of sounds looks weird, but I'm just trying to like show you guys like think of it in your head like because what I thought in my dreams, so I can show you guys like in anime technically. But yeah, let's say I was in that position and I was like dying, but then one day something happened to me. Let's say I would say something like this. I lost everything. What were those things? And why did those people do that to my family? They are nothing but monsters. All of them. I wish I could have a second chance to defeat them. But I didn't die. I just fell unconscious. And then one day, let's say something happened to me. Let's say, like, I know this is not really, like, in Demon Slayers, there's no, like, well, technically, I would say, because there's no, like, cars, mechanics, or anything electricity. But let's say, for example, a group of scientists found my body and they took me to their lab, and somehow they try to do something to my body. But then again, no, because there's no such thing as science. Well, yeah. So I came up with another way. So let's say one day when the moonlight hit me, let's say for right now, for example, the moonlight hit me and reached out to me, and somehow I was reborn. But somehow my body was no longer human. I was neither human nor demon. I was reborn into something. And my first objective was to find. So let's say, like, yeah, I kind of want to do this when it was winter, because let's say I was wearing my hoodie and covering my face. Like, let's say right now, take this mask for example. Let's say I was covering my face and I wasn't showing to my face to anyone. And then I told my this, I have been reborn. Reborn as a new deity. And now my revenge will start. And that's when the hunt begins. So let's say, for example, over the past few weeks and months, I started hunting for the demons and the demon slayers. But fortunately, I gained a power that I was immune to becoming into a demon. Let's say, for example, demons try to get my blood, and the moment they bite it, well, I don't know how to show or explain it exactly, but hold on, give me a minute. Let me see if I can find a sound effect that might sound similar. So give me a moment. Okay, so I found it. So let's say, for example, okay, take my hand for, let's say, like, the demons try to attack me and they bite me like this, and they were trying to suck my blood. But the moment they try to suck my blood, this would sound like this. Yep. If they try to suck my blood, their mouth would be on fire and they would be burned. In other words, they couldn't bite me. I was reborn into something greater. And let's say, for example, I grabbed one of the demons like this. I was choking them, and I said this: who are you? Where do you come from? And then that's when they explained. That's when I learned about the demons. So, demons only come out in the full moon, huh? How interesting. And you need blood to become stronger, huh? And then later, after day by day, I learned about Muzan, the 12 Uzukis, and everything. And that's when I said, so I know now the 12 Uzakis and Muzan are the ones responsible for this mess, and the demon slayers are after them. How pathetic. Both demon slayers and the demons are nothing but enemies of worlds. And now that I know about them, they shall both be annihilated and eliminated from this world. From this moment off, I will hunt down the demons and the demon slayers, and they will suffer. Yep. In other words, I would neither be a demon slayer or a demon. But what I would be, a killer after the demons and the demon slayers. I will annihilate every last one of them. But since demons like to absorb blood, I wonder what happens when I absorb them. And that's when my plan gets greater. So let's say, for example, my arm transforms into somewhat like, I would say, okay, so this is going to sound really, 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 really weird. So let's say I turn my hand into a tentacle or a tail or something like that. So let's say, for example, okay, hold on. Like, take this towel, for example. Let's say okay, hold on. Let's say, for example, I grab the demon like this, and so I wonder what happens when I absorb your powers. And this is how it would sound like. So hold on, give me a moment. I just gotta find it first. So give me one moment. Okay, yeah, give me one moment. Okay, so I found the video, and then this is what I would do with my right arm, something like this. And I'm pretty sure you guys recognize this sound. Okay, let's try that one more time. And that's when the demons get scared. And they say, wait, what are you doing? And then when I do this with my hand, I do this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. And this is what I do with my hand. And finally, I put them, it doesn't matter, in the face or in the neck. And this is what I do. Just give me one moment. Okay, here we go. So this is the power of a demon. It feels incredible. Not enough though. I need more energy. And that's when my plan comes better. I start hunting for the demons, and what you just saw right now, I absorb their power and make it my own. And you guys are probably wondering, what would I use for my powers? What powers would I have? So here's what I'm going to show you guys. In the description below, I'm going to show you guys different kinds of videos and show you exactly what, and I'm also going to name them, so that way you guys, it might sound confusing, but you guys will see the point. Because these will be my weapons. So, but I'm not going to say them. Instead, I'm going to show them in the description below. So, yeah. And there will be a lot of links in the description below. So you guys might want to take a look at each and one of them. So, yeah. But anyways, now, after I would say 1 year pass, that's when Tanjiro's story comes in. But let's say, for example, I skip ahead and let's skip to the season on the train. Let's say, for example, after Tanjiro and the others defeat the Dreamer, like the Dreamer demon. I forgot his name though. And that's when the part when Rengoku versus I forgot his name. But let's say, for example, when the fight is almost near, that's when I make an appearance. And that's when I jump in. And then that's when they say, "Who are you?" And I don't say nothing. I just attack. And for my powers, the way how I would fight, well, okay, like I said, check the description below once you guys are done with this video, because the way I would fight, well, there are two different versions. The first version, how I fight demons, is with my weapons. And yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be really a lot to talk about, but I don't think it's worth me explaining it, because it's gonna put a lot of things in your brain, and it's gonna be really confusing. So, yeah. But anyways, but let's just say, as you guys know, when demons fight demon slayers, the demons can regenerate, but me, no, they can't regenerate. Because let's say when I punch them, let's say my hand can temporarily stop the demons from regenerating and they cannot heal after 10 minutes. That gives me enough time for them to be injured and hurt, and they cannot regenerate. And that's when, well, as you guys saw well, okay, this is going to be really confusing, so give me one more moment, so hold on. Okay, so this time I have two absorption powers. The one I showed you when I absorbed through the arm, but this time, let's say something like this, for example. Yeah, let's say I absorb them into my body and they become on me. But of course, let's just say, okay, the way I would transform is with the sound effect. If you guys seen the part where, okay, so hold on, I think I might have it. So let's see. Because yeah, there's gonna be a lot of sound effects. So okay, this one. Yeah, that's how I would transform. Because each time I absorb the demons, my body will change. And the more I change, the more stronger I become. So, yeah. And as for, well, yeah. But, anyways, so you guys get the point. Because mostly I'm out for revenge on the demons and the demon slayers who murdered my family. The demons are responsible for turning my family into demons, and the demon slayers are responsible for slaying my family. And now I'm after revenge. And no one can stop me. Not even Tanjiro or Muzan. I am more stronger. So yeah, so here's how it's gonna happen. In the description below, I'm gonna put a lot of links and title them in your guys' head what would happen once I gain more power. So, fortunately, it might be confusing, of course, but you guys might understand or not, but still. So, like I said, I'm gonna put the description below, and I'm gonna put a lot of links, and I'm gonna like, I'm gonna title them each one of the links of what kind of powers and what would I do and what would I do to the demons and the slayers. So yeah. But anyways, with that said, I hope you guys might understand or maybe not, but still, I suggest watch each of the links and you guys will see what I mean. So yeah. Alright, but anyways, with that said, I will be streaming in a few minutes. Well, maybe say it all depends. But either way, don't forget to like and subscribe. So peace out, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace.